Hello. May you be well? So happy you pressed the play button. All right, this is a static stretch targeting the calf area. Okay, you're gonna have a stable object in front of you, but let's focus on a hip width apart. Place your hands in front of your hip joint. Wherever your fingers are pointed to, there should be your feet. Okay, facing my stable object. I'm going to step back, keeping a straight leg as such. Okay. And I'm going to focus on bending the opposite knee towards the second and third toe. I'm going to then think about that alignment and my navel going towards my spine, always inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Okay? Focusing, and I'm going to slightly bring the weight forward just to intensify that stretch. Okay, but even though I'm coming a little bit forward, I still have that sense of straightness from the crown of my head towards my tailbone. And I'm just breathing. We've set the timer for 30 seconds minimum. Okay, focusing on the focused breathing, that straight line. The hips are squared. Our left knee is bent towards the second and third toe. And now we're going to lift up at the heel and switch over to the opposite foot. Okay, now the right knee is bent towards the second and third toe. We're gently diving that left heel into the floor. We're still engaging the focused breathing, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Our hips are squared, our shoulders are squared in regards to that stable object in front of us. And we are lightly touching that object, okay? Focusing on our alignment and our breathing at all times. And once the timer goes off, that is the static stretch for your calves. Now let's think about our hips. We're still inhaling, exhaling through the nose, okay? So now we're gonna have our feet hip width apart, okay? Perfect. Now from here, we're going to lift the right heel and bend the left knee towards the second and third toe. We're going to target now our hip flexors. So we're going to bring our pelvic forward and tilt it up, contracting that right gluteal muscle. Okay? If you need to step further to intensify it, do that. There's always going to be a moment until you feel that stretch at your hips flexors. Okay? Once you find it, you hold, keeping in mind your knees, your hips, your shoulders are squared, your navel is towards the spine, and you are engaging in that focused breathing, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And the knee is definitely towards your second and third toe, which is now your left foot that is forward. Great job. This is a static stretch, so we're holding it for a minimum of 30 seconds like the previous static stretches that we performed. We're just breathing, focusing equal weight on both feet. And now we're going to lift that right heel and go to the opposite, which is our left. Feet hip width apart, toes facing forward, feel grounded, connect the navel, hips are squared off. We're going to lift that left heel and gently place that left heel as we step back. Right knee will be slightly bent towards our second and third toe. Let's bring that tilt forward, pelvic forward and up. Contracting now our left gluteal muscles. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Great. Beautiful. If you notice, I have a straight line from the crown of my head down to my heels. And I'm feeling that stretch from my hips down my quads. Yes. Focusing, connecting the navel, continuing to breathe. I'm calling all these elements out to assist you. Yes, beautiful. Breathing. You may place your hands gently on your hips if you like. Great. Lift the heel up, and that is our hip flexor static stretch that we target it. For this stretch, we're going to target our IT band, which is our pocket muscle that goes down the side of our leg. Similar to the previous stretches, our feet will be hip width apart, but first feel grounded. Keep inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, focus breathing, navel contracted towards the spine. And let me turn lateral so you can see me. You're going to lift that right heel, step back, straight leg, hips are squared. You're going to gently bend that left knee towards the second and third toe, engaging the navel towards the spine. And we're going to bring our pelvic forward, tilting the hips. Now we're going to add the element of bringing the arm up from your navel to your head. You're going to rotate, in this case, towards your right side, keeping the lower body still as much as possible. Only open up as far as you can go. Always listen to your body, okay? Connecting, feeling that stretch, okay? Especially keeping anchored throughout the movement. So think about your feet, your knees, your hips, your navel towards your spine, your shoulders, and neck in connection to the head. These are your 5 kinetic checkpoints that I would love for you to continue to think about. I know a lot is happening. And turn the upper body, bring the foot forward, and let's go to the opposite side. Similar. We're going to feel grounded. We're going to lift up that right heel, step back, bring the pelvic forward, tilted to get the hips, contract the glutes. From the navel to the crown of our head, we're going to rotate in a moment. There you go. As far as you can, keeping your lower body in the formation that you established, keep it still and in lock. If you need to adjust the foot, do that. I needed to work that out for myself. Great. Okay, keeping in mind your feet, your knees, your hips, navel towards the spine, your shoulders in mind, neck and head, everything in regards to your formation. Beautiful. Deep breaths. You should be feeling that stretch going down the pocket muscle. That's what we're activating. You're setting your timer for 30 seconds. When you hear it, in a moment, what I just showed was the range of motion. Wherever you're at is fine. We're going to rotate our upper body, bring the arm back down, lift the heel, and return. That is your IT stretch, static stretch. Hello, for this stretch, we're going to utilize a stability ball or foam roller. Okay, we're going to target our lats, our big muscle group, and you're going to feel it on your rotator cuff. You're going to face the ball. You're going to have your knees hip width apart. You're going to place that right hand onto the ball, and you're going to perform in a moment a hip hinge. So you have that hip indent, and you're going to stick your glutes back and sit. At the same time you're pressing the ball out, you're going to sit back onto your heels and place the opposite hand onto the ball. I'll demonstrate again. Simultaneously, hip hinge as you're gently pressing the ball away from you, and you sit back, placing the opposite hand gently on the mat, creating a straight line from your hand down to your tailbone. And if you notice, I make sure that my feet are gently on the floor, placed the body of the foot onto the floor, and you're breathing. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds minimum, focusing on our breath, the glutes sitting back, the navel is towards our spine, and we are definitely engaging in our focused breathing, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. You should be feeling that stretch down the back, around your rotator cuff, your shoulder, arm muscles as well. And you are breathing. Again, you may utilize a foam roller or the stability ball or any height that will allow you to perform as such. Great. Breathing, focusing, so beneficial to do these static stretches before our workouts. You're going to bring the ball towards you, okay, as well as your hips. Let's go to the opposite side, okay? Feet hip width apart, straight body. You're going to have that hip hinge, okay? You're sitting back. Now we're going to place the opposite hand on the ball as straight as we can, simultaneously moving the ball as we sit back. Have a moment to adjust. Here we go. Simultaneously, straight arm, gently push that ball as you sit back and feel comfortable. Right now I'm tucking my toes a little bit. That's one way. You feel out, what works best. Opposite hand is gently on the mat. You have that straight line. Now I change my foot alignment. I wanted to stretch my feet. I want to make sure that I'm thinking about my feet, my knees, my hips, my navel towards my spine, my shoulders, the neck in connection to my head, as they are the 5 kinetic checkpoints. And I'm breathing. And I'm calling them out for you to remember, as there are many things to think about. Great. Breathing. We have the timer. You could always stay longer than 30 seconds. That is just the minimum. Great. Breathing, focusing, navel engaged. Awesome job. I don't have to see you. I know that you're following through. And if you need to look at the video, it's all good. And just bring your head back into the alignment. And we bring the ball towards us as we come up. And that is your lat stretch. For this static stretch, we're going to start feeling grounded as usual, feet hip width apart, navel towards the spine, engage in the focus breathing, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, and feel the moment there with the space. Now we're going to widen our feet, toes facing forward, feel comfortable, okay? I'm going to go lateral side so you can see. So feet are widened. I'm going to step forward, heel toe. I'm going to make sure my hips are squared. Then I'm going to gently bend that knee towards my second toe in alignment with my ankle, now frontal. I'm stepping forward, heel toe. I'm going to gently bend that knee. Okay? If I need to move my foot out a little bit, I will do that. But I want to make sure that I feel that stretch on my opposite side, down my groin area, my adductors, okay? You're going to feel that stretch and you're going to hold, okay? You want to keep your hips squared off. You want to keep that alignment. You're thinking about your feet, your ankles, your knees, your hips, your navel towards the spine, your shoulder, neck, and head. 5 kinetic checkpoint. Beautiful. And you want to keep that internal contraction. And we're just breathing, holding 30 seconds minimum. If you want to deepen it, just kind of like hip hinge a little bit, just to intensify it as your body gets deeper into that stretch. That's one way to intensify it and deepen that stretch. So if you notice my alignment, my ankle is in alignment with the knee as much as possible. Toes are facing forward, equal weight on both feet. And I'm just breathing, keeping my hips squared and shoulders squared off. Okay. Now, straighten the legs, step back, take your time as we are activating balance. Step forward, heel toe, feel it out, bend the knee to see if you have a good width. I have a good width from foot to foot. Good. Hips are squared off. Great. We're just breathing, connecting. I want to bring my pelvic a little bit forward, gently contracting my glutes to intensify that adductor stretch. Shoulders are squared off. Thinking about my neck, my head in alignment. Beautiful. Cleansing breaths in this stretch. Great. Breathing, focusing on the 5 kinetic checkpoints. Really targeting the thigh muscles. Beautiful. You're connecting. You're going to set the timer. Then you're going to straighten the leg when the timer goes off. Step back, and that is your adductor stretch.